I just feel like entertaining people, like there's a lot of that.
Don't put this shit in! Start now.
Welcome back, everybody, to a riff session of the Careful Boys.
Like an insult, but it was a compliment.
Where today we are here with Tatyana again.
Yay!
Hey, yo.
Welcome!
Hey, did you guys know that they're putting a federal task force together to audit the homelessness situation in Southern California?
But then is that part of it though?
It's
What's their budget?
Their federal task force to investigate potential fraud and misuse of homelessness funding.
How about
Because over $1 billion have gone missing.
Over $2 billion.
Over $2 billion they can't account for it.
In California?
In California alone. And I think they just raised the sales tax in LA by another %.
Good.
To help the homelessness.
Good.
So it's like, why do you keep increasing sales tax, but literally nothing is happening, and we don't know where $2 billion is going?
Remember our former entertainment lawyer that was running for city government to crack down on homeless? Like, we actually like funded his campaign, and we were gonna like, when he was ready to go, we're like, we're gonna talk about you on JK News, probably drop your popularity down by crazy.
Get you canceled.
What ended up happening was he gave our money back to us, and he says, I can't run. There's a lot of dark forces that are against my specific agenda of trying to look into the homeless problem.
Dark forces like the Sith?
Yeah.
spirits and
But he was like, thank you guys so much. And like, I wish I could have, like, he was basically, I'm sorry I failed you guys. But, and this guy was a gangster ass entertainment lawyer. Like, his whole thing was helping a lot of artists.
Oh my god, dude.
You will never end homelessness.
That sounds good.
He just shut the door like this.
That's literally what's happening, though.
Yeah, no, for real. Because there's some, he said that there's too many people that make a ton of money that can't lose this. So without saying too much in the email, that's the gist we got. And we're like, wow, so this is real. Like, you always think, oh yeah, there's corruption and there's people that make money off the homeless industrial complex, but you never hear like someone you know personally being affected by these dark forces. Yeah.
Every time you say that, dude.
Dark forces is crazy.
That's why I just don't believe that the whatever task force isn't a part of it already, because if you're smart enough to make billions of dollars go missing, you're not smart enough to preset your own investigation on yourself, knowing it's inevitable.
But
Unless it's different.
We're thinking like a dark force.
No, but it's FBI with this state.
Yeah, but like,
it's not.
These guys aren't Omicron though, bro.
you don't think that somebody within that task force, at least one person, is connected to at least one?
You know what I think? I
That's
think
here?
they're continually corrupting things, and they're like, we haven't gotten caught yet. All right, let's keep doing it. And every year they just keep doing it over and over.
Or there might be a fall guy.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a different party, like that Kesh Patel guy. You know, he has like a completely different interest versus what like the old FBI was doing. So like when he got put in place, everyone's like, oh fuck, not this guy. This guy's been trying to get after us for years. He doesn't have the power to. So unless
Now he has the role.
So unless the task force is like that, that's put together by the opposing party.
You know, like how the DEA is supposed to get rid of drugs, but then a lot of them are corrupt too.
Yeah.
But then that's working in conjunction with the local police as well, because the interest is the same.
Yeah.
So like, if you have this giant funnel full of money, anyone who looks at it like, I'm going to audit that, has to be thinking, I can audit it to my benefit. So it just feels like another group is now
Taking it.
Yeah.
Who's benefiting off of the homelessness? Who?
The nonprofits.
The
And
NGOs
then the city, yeah.
as well.
Well, like for example,
Real estate developers,
the
too.
head of the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, Dr. Valencia Adams-Kellum, she just resigned after the Board of Supervisors pulled hundreds of millions of dollars of funding from them. And ironically, one of the people that she was allocating funds to was an NGO that her husband was a head of. So like, there's clear like, oh, you're taking taxpayer money and then you're putting it into an interest of your own personal 1 degree of separation, like your husband. Multiple times he got like 3 different contracts over like the 5-year period that she was ahead. And then now that they're pulling funding and there's going to be an audit investigation, she like resigned as head. So it's like
Shady.
there's clear, like, you don't have to be fucking rocket scientist to be like, hello.
Yeah, because you're already not supposed to do that.
Like that one guy on Breaking Points. His name is James Lee, and he goes on Instagram and he was breaking down all these I think the connection between, they go to those interviews and they interview somebody and they go, hey, how much do you make? What do you do? They interviewed somebody who
She makes like $475,000 a year.
500K she makes for running like the affordable housing in the city of LA. And then he starts making the links of what what the con is. And the con is all these real estate developers are funding and getting funding from these places. They're saying that the places that are building is affordable housing, but through whatever loopholes, they're figuring out a way to still rent it out and not give it to the people that actually need it.
Yeah.
So it becomes this weird giant scam where you're like, dude, if this is happening in real estate development,
And the cost to make affordable housing costs more than housing you and I would get, like rent an apartment.
700 G's per homeless person.
Yeah.
so they're definitely,
That's like more than a fucking house. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
and that's just in one section of like the whole homeless, like I guess, ecosystem, right? So it's like, damn, I wonder how deep it goes. It's probably everywhere.
And housing is not affordable here. Okay.
You're still in K-Town?
Yeah.
Yeah, and no parking.
No parking.
No parking is crazy.
We got an extra spot, but
Because at the
tell you
same
about
time, there's fucking like Boxable or whatever, and that thing's like 30 or 40 G's per unit. And it's like, why don't the government just give them, if they're really trying to solve it, that's like 1 unit per homeless person versus 700 G's, which is more than 20x. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, when you see that chart where they show like, here's the homeless problem and then here's the government, and the government will hire the NGO. The NGO will do everything the government can't do or can't be seen doing.
Yeah.
And then the kickback for that budget, they'll pay it to the NGO. The NGO gives some back.
Yep.
So it's always like a weird laundering, where as long as the problem stays, then they can keep collecting off of it.
A lot of NGOs are even made by the CIA too. They're like, oh, we can't do it in our jurisdiction, so we create the NGO, and the NGO can do it on our
That's what
behalf.
makes it look like they see homelessness as a cash cow. And I can't imagine that any body of like whatever task force would like, what's the motivation to really want to fix it,
That's a good
Well, they
point.
probably know that it can't ever be fixed, right? So there's always going to be a level of that homelessness going on, and then these guys need to have a continuous racket.
I can see a line at which the racket went too far, so they need to scale back. For example, if there's like a continuous giant exodus of California, so that, I mean, if the racket is the money's pulled from taxpayer money, and then like hundreds of thousands of people are like fleeing your cities, then I can see, be like, oh, wait a minute, like we're losing taxpayer money for this, so we need to look like we're cleaning it up to the point where people are incentivized to move back in.
Like when the parasite is destroying the host.
Yeah.
Like we need to revive the host a little bit more.
That's what it feels like. The people that are making money off of it are part of the exodus.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me. Like they probably got a house out of state too.
yeah, definitely.
So like once it's like you
They
said,
probably got a fucking account in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
yeah, like once the host, like you said, is fully dead, the only people left to fix it are people that have no budget as well. Then it's like those. What is it? The state declare bankruptcy.
That's when I kind of think what Newsom's whole thing with his new podcast is too.
Right.
He's like, fuck. I think my state hates my guts. He's like, how can I start to appeal to other people?
Cool again.
I need another host. I need another host to leech off of.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
My God, Marshawn Lynch.
Bruh, yeah.
It's really surprising that he started a podcast, man.
Yeah.
But that makes sense though, right? Like even you were showing me the other day about how like Disney's studios and stuff like that is moving out of the lots, and most likely where everybody's moving over to Vegas and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a
Vegas, Arizona.
Yeah, there's a possibility that like Hollywood is like really drying up.
Because Warner and Paramount are both moving.
Sony, I think.
And Sony.
Yeah.
But then if Disney's also going out of the lots in California as well, then it's like
crazy.
you're losing a lot of big
It
corporations.
makes sense though, because like look at how LA taxed the crap out of the movie industry as if they can't leave, right? So now when they started going to like New Mexico, Georgia, all these other places, and like Tyler Perry builds his own studio, how do you get Tyler Perry to even come back when it's like, no, my taxes are better here, I have my own studio, I already figured it out. Why would he want to come back?
Nobody's
Or-
squeezing him.
No, and then the taxes are still higher, right? So like they're kind of easing up on it a little bit, but now that they've established roots in all these other cities, all the people are like, why would I want to come back to Hollywood?
And it's not just that, right? It's tech companies in Cupertino. It's like Tesla and stuff like that. Like where the situation got so crazy in California that like trillions of dollars are moving out, including people like hundreds of thousands to like millions of people are leaving the state. Like the host is dying.
It's dying.
The
Yeah.
cash cow is like they probably maybe incentivized to keep the racket going by like reducing the racket a bit via optics.
What up, guys? Come join our Patreon because there's hundreds of videos dating back to 2019.
Support the channel's growth and new ideas.
And tap into the closer community by joining our Discord.
Come chat with me inside, and then you can say funny things to me.
And get the opportunity to suggest new video ideas. Come join our Patreon. Thank you.
Link is in the description box below.
That's why I don't believe in the guilt marketing about how we should all feel bad as citizens, because it feels classic, like the government will always make the people fix it on their own without any of their money or help by just making you feel bad about it.
It ain't working on me.
Like conservation of water. How it's like, oh no, we should be conserving water, not the hotels that flush the pool every day. Like
the golf courses.
Yeah, or the golf course. No, you have to
Don't water your lawn.
It off when you brush your teeth.
Only water your lawn from 7 to 9 p.m. It's like, what the fuck is that
They
gonna do?
always squeeze like the regular person, and that's what makes me feel like that happens with homelessness too. It's like, oh no, you should do something and make your community nicer.
I see billboards now. It's like, what if we all just helped one? And it's a picture of a homeless guy, and it's on my commute every day, and I'm like, I think that would be a terrible idea, honestly. Everyone adopts a homeless person. I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
no
what are
way.
you saying? Like, move him in?
Yeah, I can't even afford my 2 dogs.
I'll adopt an Asian one, maybe.
Good luck finding
Come to
one.
K-Town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's one he's like always naked.
Oh.
That's perfect.
Also always naked.
Does he know how to cook well?
I didn't ask. His penis was out. I wasn't really concerned about
I don't think he eats that much.
But I'm at this jaded point now where I don't think anything is actually for the common person. Like all these moves that are being made, I think it's beyond us.
I think it's
So,
a coincidence when it helps.
I really don't think it's about the
Serendipity.
Because when I was thinking about how, okay, let's say I'm a big time real estate developer like BlackRock or whatever, and I'm like, man, I really want to get into California, but all those prices are high. So I'm like, what would you do?
Set a fire to a whole community.
Make California cheap.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 fires.
Yeah, maybe 3 at the same time.
Yeah, it almost feels
Set
like they did it on
fires?
purpose.
Make it so all the people want to run away. Make it horrible, so then you could go, okay, well now I can buy it cheap. Because California is one of those places where, it's a forced dip. It's one of those places where the weather's always going to be good. It's always going to be a place where people want to move to. Yeah. So why not destroy it, push out all the players, and then you come in and now you own it.
And it's also not the first time they've done that.
Yeah.
And you gotta burn all the really, really rich homes first.
Yeah.
If I was an evil genius, I'd be like, this is the best idea ever. Like, this is
Right.
great. This is
Hawaii.
this is totally fine.
They're just like, how do we really trigger this San Andreas fault thing?
yeah. How do we trigger earthquakes?
That really does feel like somebody sitting in a fucking lair.
Honestly, if I was a billionaire, that's what I would probably do too.
I would not be surprised. I mean, like, these people are willing to kill people in other countries anyway. So, like, do they care about unleashing a bunch of crackheads into our neighborhoods? Like, the mafia does it all the time. When they want to get people to move out of a building and people are like, I'm not selling, well, guess what? They're going to buy your next door neighbor's house and throw a homeless guy in there. Like, they do it all the time. And I think that's like, if you think about it on a big scale, they'll probably do that too, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem too far-fetched.
And it's also like, let's say that you don't believe the government would ever purposely set a fire. I think like people at that level of business have something prepared if something burns down.
To take opportunity of a chaos.
And I think it's automatic. It's not like they don't have to think like, what do we do? This place is burning. No, there's already like a thing in place that, hey, if this were to supposedly happen in the future, this is the move we're gonna make. And I think they have that for a million disasters.
Yeah.
Fire is probably the easiest one.
Because I think rich people are just like savvy people. They have foresight, right? So like, my buddy knows someone that started to buy mask machines in Vietnam and started manufacturing, and they knew there was going to be a shortage because they were watching China. And then, like, remember when China was going through it, nobody in America thought that it was going to come here. right? And everyone was like, oh, China had SARS, China had all this stuff. Like, they're just going through their
China being China.
right?
Yeah, China being China.
Doing Chinese
Oh, careful.
They're just dirty Chinese motherfuckers.
Yeah, but that family in Vietnam, they're already millionaires. Like, they're already smart in industry. So I think they saw something and then they're like, oh, this is going to be a worldwide thing and there's going to be a mask shortage. So they just started manufacturing. And then people could call it a conspiracy, but I think they just saw
they saw the opportunity.
Trends, right? And I think that's what a lot of people might do is like, oh, you did this. But it's like, no, maybe they're really good at capitalizing tragedy.
It's like Twisters.
Yeah.
You know, like they just follow the tornado path and they go, hey, you want to take this much for your busted up house? Like, and then people in their situation have no choice.
Have you seen all the homes in like Pacific Palisades? They're selling like crazy.
Yeah? Like around how much?
Because their permits are being blocked.
Well, so like at first it was like people were selling it below market value, you know, because it's like a touchy subject. No one wants to sell. No one wants to be known as a buyer. But then people that actually own the homes, they need to go move somewhere else. So they're like, oh, I don't want to, but I have to sell my lot in order to move somewhere else. So they sell their lot, and I think once one person sees someone else selling their lot, they're like, oh, I better list too. And then now it actually becomes like if you take away the burnt part of it, it becomes like a competitive market, and then now developers are coming in. Oh shit, so they're selling, then I'll buy it, then I'll develop.
It's like nobody bid until someone raised the paddle. Huh?
Yeah. And then now they're like, okay, well, I'll build this whole row, and then now you have developers coming in, and then so now you have like all these homes in Pacific Palisades or lots that are selling like crazy.
There's
now.
a couple houses that got sold in Altadena, like just the lots, and I think 550K. That's how much they sold. One of
Yeah,
them.
I'm way below.
And then you talk to certain people, and they're like, "Yeah, we have plans to rebuild." They go through the process, and they're like, "We can't rebuild.
Yeah.
The soil is all fucked
Yeah,
up.
there's so much you have to do.
Yeah, they're like, there's nothing we could do here, so now they have to pivot." So a lot of people, I know a lot of people are moving out of state. They're moving to Washington. They're going to Texas. There's just nothing here for them. It's like, even if they were to keep their land,
It's really sad.
you got an extra $5 million just to fucking build everything and hold out and all that shit. It's like it's really crazy to see what happens.
That's why it's so easy for me to believe that somebody's mind works that way, where like if a disaster struck, they just algorithmically see it the same way that like a life insurance broker sees death, or a hedge funds manager sees money. It's like they don't look at it the way that people with a normal heart do.
Yeah.
It's just a simple like, oh, that place burned down. Okay, here's X, Y, and Z.
I like traveling after a tragedy.
Yeah, that's
then you get some guys who are like, I knew a dude. He was one of the parents of the gym. He started like a pressure washer business.
yeah.
Right before the fires happened,
Dude.
And then now he's like, bro, I'm like booked up. Like I'm cleaning everything. Like he's like, it's actually crazy that I started this company right before the fires happened.
Good for him.
He
so
started
it's like-
fires, dude. He started for sure, dude.
I'm saying that's what I was thinking about.
Pressure washer.
I started looking at him funny after he told me that.
Yeah, my brother did give me great advice because he thinks differently than me. He day trades and does various other things. He's also an engineer, really smart kid. And he told me, I think we were just talking about like, this is before the stock markets crashed and everything, but he was like, yeah, don't get distracted by the news because disaster is when people become millionaires.
Yeah.
And because those people, they look at the disaster differently. They see it as a problem that needs to be solved. And, you know, when you get distracted by all the extra shit, you lose that opportunity, you know?
It's like for sure.
That's why a lot of people right now saying, oh, Trump's just shorting the market so him and his homies can buy.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, there's reports that
Dude,
they're
and it's
doing
so
that.
crazy. Yeah, and it's so crazy. Like, I feel like at least back in the day, we would have got like, you know, something on CNN live, right? Where the president comes out and is like, you know, don't worry, America. You know, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna fight through it. This dude sent us a fucking paragraph on his Truth Social network, like he's our ex. Like, you know, all. Forget about it. Like, what, bro? This is crazy.
Buy the dip.
But yeah, no, low key though, that's how it felt. I'm like, this is insane.
It's like the people who shorted American Airlines and United the day of 9/11. There are people that did that, and it's freaking amazing. And they made shitloads of money.
I know some dudes that are making a ton of money shorting all these stuff.
I need to learn how to do that kind of
Dude,
stuff.
Right?
tell me about it. I'm like, what? You could do that?
Your brain doesn't go there. Like it's just there's a different breed of people.
The homie that's waiting for you to break up with your girl.
Oh my god, yeah.
You guys broke up.
But that's the same energy.
He's like, oh man, that sucks. I'm so sorry. So she's at home right now? So she's at the house?
Dude, yeah.
No lie though, me and Hannah placed bets on people that we don't think is gonna stay together.
Oh my god!
Off camera, I want to hear.
Oh my god!
Dang, dude.
That's hilarious. Well, sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can't tell.
Wait, like you guys bet against each other, so somebody actually has to pay up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's pretty fun.
I want in on this action.